you filled 7 jobs in the third month after starting your own business, which is like you were off like a rocket. But even just the idea of being able to compress uh, what most people, or even more than most people, accomplish working full time, you're doing in, like, let's say the typical recruiter works 40, 50 plus, right? Maybe 60 hours. You're compressing time so that you're getting the majority of the stuff done in, say, 20 to 25 hours a week. You must be incredibly efficient and very focused during those hours. So, like, what's a typical day look like, and how do you keep yourself on task and working at that with that intensity? It's the intensity. I think a lot of people who work full time, including me, I put myself. I have a lot to learn from you, Rachel. Is because you have the extra time, you, not consciously but unconsciously, you sort of pace yourself, right? You don't work with full intensity every minute. So I'm going to stop talking now. What's a day to day, and how do you keep yourself working so focused and efficient?
I kind of separate my thought process and on my business in kind of 3 areas. So it's past, present, and future. So the past is, protecting the money that you have made or relationships that you've got. So, I do a lot of aftercare. I have quite a lot of temps out, so a lot of rebooking my temps. I really try to make sure that if any client or candidate has used me before, that I'm maintaining those relationships. So I do a lot around kind of, I don't call it business development because it doesn't, I guess it's what you would classically call business development, but it doesn't really feel that way to me. But you're kind of keeping in touch with people that, you have worked with before, to make sure that they're okay, they're happy, but also that if they need you in the future, they're going to come to you. And I spend probably a third of my time or more, to be honest, on that. Then I have kind of the present, which is jobs I'm currently recruiting, candidates I'm currently working with. That's my kind of my here and now. So, I guess there's a bit of a sweet spot of how many jobs, you have on that you can do a really good job on within the time that you have, and you don't really want too many more than that or too many less than that. So, and that would be, making sure those jobs are progressing. So whether it's sourcing, getting interviews, feedback, offers, it's that kind of trajectory of those jobs. And then, to be fair, I try not to spend too much time in that part. To be honest, that's probably about a third of my time, depending on how many jobs I've got on and things like that. And then the rest of my time is spent on, the future. So it's always looking at, well, what next? Like, I have quite a few kind of big accounts, but if they were to stop recruiting, who are my next clients going to be? What areas do I want to focus on? Where have I seen that's been doing a lot of advertising that I need to speak to see if they wanted to use my services? I do a lot of lead chasing because it's my favorite part of the job. So that would be all pocketed into the kind of the future. And I really just try to spread my time across those 3 different areas. If I've got a lot of jobs on, obviously a lot of my time's in the present, but I will reflect at the end of my week or day and go, right, you know what? I haven't done anything on the future or the past. And then I will reallocate my time accordingly the next day. I think that the main thing I would say is when you work part-time, there's no lingering. There's no kind of, every minute is accounted for. And I actually, when my youngest daughter started school, I went back full time, and I actually realized that I'd have these lulls in my day, and that didn't feel good to me, and that I'm better to kind of work in a kind of crazy way and then stop, and then work in a crazy way and then stop, and that feels better to me.